What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ-related content, such as product reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro.
Yo,
Hey,
we got some early birds in the chat today. That's good to see.
Yes, sir. We got Buddy. We got Smiley. Nice to see you guys.
Ready.
Thank you for tuning
Ready for
in.
today's episode.
Yeah, man. This is a fun episode. We're gonna talk about DJ lighting overseas versus American. I know a lot of DJs big DJs be using American branding because of like more reputable, right? Is that how you say it?
Reputable.
Yeah, that. And also because like Buddy said it last week too. He you can like customer service is much easier, easy to talk to them or whatever. So yeah, but we'll definitely go into it and we'll see what we come up with. So let me go ahead and add this one to the stage. All right.
Oh yeah, PowerPoint.
You already know how I do. All right, so DJ lights overseas versus American. Now let's do this. And
Do a full screen.
are you seeing the?
Yeah, we can see the side stuff too. Make it full screen.
I thought it was full screen.
Or like like the present. I don't know. It's coming up like we can see it like you have PowerPoint open. It's all right then. I just go through it then.
Yeah, no, but it's so big, so it should. Hold on, let me remove it.
But he says Shay is a big DJ. Nah, I don't know about that. I'm far from that right now. Buddy's a big DJ.
Oh, Buddy is a big DJ. All right, let me try to.
Sorry, what's the cutoff for big? I think there should be a number cutoff. Like this, you book this many weddings or more in a year. Maybe like 20. Buddy's probably like 20. That's it. All right, there we go.
So, first things first. Some of the key differences at a glance.
Buddy said, "Oh, that's not what we meant by big, man. That's not what we meant by big. We meant big, successful. There's no body shaming on this podcast."
Yeah, I think we're all like that. Anyways, all right. So we have overseas lights, and then also American lights. Price obviously is much. China lights overseas is much cheaper, and American lights are expensive, but more reliable, quote unquote, more reliable.
Allegedly,
because not everything it's good with American lighting, but whatever. Quality, it can vary. You can get good stuff or you can get bad stuff from overseas. And with American lighting, it's constantly high end. Like like the product, it's better built, somewhat. The warranty with overseas, there's not a lot. They're limited to none. And then with the American lighting, that you do get warranty, like a year or so to like return it, or if something messes up, it breaks, you return it and you get a new one. Tech support, it's difficult to get to them, and sometimes they don't even speak your language. And the American ones, well, you have a 24/7 support in big brands. And also like features, for the overseas ones, sometimes they have like advanced stuff, but they're not reliable all the time. Like they tell you, oh, it has like this DMX and like the 512 DMX, but then when you try to DMX it, it doesn't work, or you having like technical difficulties
Or maybe
because the
you
DMX
can't
is like,
find it in your DMX program. Like maybe you can't find the
something
brand or
like
something.
yeah.
But
And when you do this with American lights, most likely they're high quality, and it also comes in like really good build most of the time.
yeah. But he says, I think this was one of his main points last week, was that you have a recourse with the US based companies. So yeah,
Yeah,
if something goes wrong, there's more of a they have more of an incentive to make it right, because they're based in the US. If something really goes wrong, right? Let's say a light catches on fire. Like, what are you gonna do? If the light catches on fire, it burns your whole house down. Legally, you could do more if there's a US based company versus if this is a light you got from China. Like, you're just gonna have to take all the blame and all the liability for that.
yeah. For all you know, you got it from a person that's selling it from the basement or something. so,
Yeah, or how it
so
was
you
made.
don't
So
really know.
so yeah, but like, yeah, just I would say be careful with any lights in general, but especially when you have any type of light, when you're charging it, when you're storing it, when you're putting it at a venue or something, just be mindful of that hazard, because yeah, especially with charging, I think that's when the biggest concern about like fires happens.
Yeah. So for overseas DJ lighting, like pros and cons, obviously much cheaper. So you can buy 2, 3, or 4 of somewhat similar light to an American one, but the American one you can only get one. So it's way cheaper, and you can get more. You have more options when it comes to like customs and unique lighting styles that are not found in the U.S. And also, it's good for beginners. Why? Because it's affordable, and it is a way to build your rig. Like you gotta start somewhere, and everyone that gets started don't have the money like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be spending thousands of dollars on lighting. You have to be like mindful of what you're doing. As you grow, you will upgrade, of course. But when you start, you have to start with whatever you can get. So
Yeah, and Smiley agrees that off-brand lights are kind of hard to manually add on lighting programs. Yeah, that's a drawback. And that's why I feel like there's tiers, because there's some like really random lighting companies that are overseas that are just like totally out there. There's some that are a little bit more known now, like Sheds or Boat Lighting or even Uking. Like those are a little bit, they have like a name, but they're still like Chinese companies. That those ones are a little bit easier to find. But sometimes, yeah, if you buy some random brand that's like, I don't know, some random Amazon brand, it's probably gonna be hard to find that one in whatever lighting program you're using.
yeah. So and the cons are inconsistency in quality. Sometimes they work great, sometimes they don't. They break fast. Batteries don't last, or the screen tells you it's a 50% when it's actually at 20%. It's about to die. Little things like that you can get with overseas lights. The warranty is limited if there's any, because sometimes there is no warranty, and like the software and the DMS compatibility issues. Some models don't work well, like Smiley said, with putting it together with your software. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind or take in consideration. And if you want to order something from China, you have to order it within a month because it takes a brick to get here. It's set.
Especially on Temu and stuff, the
Yeah,
eBay, like
it's set above lighting. It takes about 2 weeks and a half.
yeah, at most.
So
At
we're not
most, it took me 10
sponsored.
days.
Okay, we're not sponsored by Above Lighting, but Shay and I talk
It's
about
like
Above
good
Lighting
experience.
because we have it, we experienced it, we know we know like the ins and outs. So, but we're not sponsored. They should sponsor us. But anyways,
They should.
so that will be for the overseas. Now, American lighting, high reliability. They can last. You can put them to the test, and they actually they're good for heavy use. They got better customer support too, and the warranties obviously are better, and you can get quick replacements. They can repair your light, or they can just but you can actually call anytime and they'll answer, as opposed to
That's a
like
good point. That's a good point by Buddy, is that the prices will go up now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how if the prices are changed on the websites and stuff. So if you want to get Chinese lights, maybe order them sooner rather than later.
Yeah, another one is more professional, like looking effects. Obviously, with over there, over here, the difference in like the gobos or things like that. It's you might like a regular person might not be able to see it or maybe not even care, but someone that sees it or like an engineer, lighting engineer or something, they can tell like the quality of like the gobos or the projection of the lights and all those stuff. Now also it's more compatible with like DMX, uh, like softwares. Like it will be much easier to get him into SoundSwitch or or connected with Serato or Recordbox, Virtual DJ, whatever you guys use. And some cons, obviously, they're expensive. They're like 2-3 times the price of what you can get for in overseas one.
Mm-hmm.
The limited variety. There's not a lot of variety when it comes to like lights. So when you look at like Chinese lights, you get a whole bunch of different ones for like different prices, and they're cheap. But and this one's like it's kind of more limited, but because of the price, it's more money, way more money, and sometimes it can even be overkill for small gigs. So also that's another thing that you have to take in consideration. What type of events do you want to do, and you're doing to make a decision on what lights you're gonna get or what lights you want to go with.
Yeah, but I think,
Now,
and this is what we're going to touch on later, right? And you were starting to say, so Smiley also agrees. He says, I like my Chave Intimidator Spot gobos more than my Uking 7R gobos.
yeah, so and that's another that was one of the things that I wanted to get into throughout after in a little bit on the slides, because that's something that I was talking to Shay about, because I purchased a Uking light. I purchased Uking moving heads and transition from that to the Pocket Pros, ATJ Pocket Pros, and like price wise it was way different, and I ended up keeping the Pocket Pros and selling the Ukings. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And Buddy says something else.
He said, would you trust a speaker off Temu or from RCF? What will sound better?
But that's sound. We're talking about lights.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think with sound, that's the thing. Like with sound, it's like, you don't want to make any sort of compromise. And that's why, like, even my first speaker that I bought was the EV, because I was like, I don't want to buy some random brand. I'd rather buy the lower tier of a good brand, because then at least I know that it has that quality and it's not going to just like die randomly, or not the limiter is good that I won't be able to blow it out or something. So I think all of us would agree that sound wise, it's like you don't want to take any chances. You really want to spend money on the brand.
And like we said last episode or last show, whatever, we do not cheap out on sound. Lighting, yes, because we're not into lighting as much, but we know like our main concern is the music. So as long as the music is good and crystal clear, that's all we care about. And I said we because I know that Shay and I are like linked up on that. But lighting wise, to me, lighting is an add-on to your event. So whatever you can get, it's fine. But obviously, the bigger you're getting or the more events that you're getting, try to upgrade to something better.
Yeah, so Smiley says there aren't things I would not cheap out on. I think he's referring to the sound. Then Buddy's saying it's same with the light. The US light have more true LED color. Yeah, see, I don't know if there's like with light, like so there's the gobos, and there's like gobos, right? And there's like the prisms, and there's like the sharpness of the gobos, or how far they can project and stuff like that. That stuff you can quantify. But I think that what's tricky about lights is that it's hard to say that this green is better than this green, or like this amber is better than this amber. Like it's harder to it's more of like a subjective thing. And versus like clear sound is easier to be like, oh, this sounds really clear. There's no like distortion. With sound with light, obviously if the light's like flickering and stuff like that, that's obviously a huge problem. But like quality light, I think it's harder to like quantify, in your mind the same way as sound is.
Yeah, we just can't weight lights and speakers the same, because again, it's different. There has a different meaning. We care more about the sound, so speakers are very, very important.
Yeah, I think if you're talking like, like RGBW, UV, amber, like,
White.
if you have all those lights versus just an RGB light, that's a difference, right? If the
Yeah, of
Chinese
course.
light only has RGB, but then the US one has the RGB AUV, like more lighting, more color mixing, that's a difference. But like if they both have all the full color spectrum, it's like with lighting, it's a little bit harder to tell, I feel like, with and it's a bit just more of a subjective thing.
Yeah. So some overseas lights that are big are the U King, is that Lixidia? Lixada? I don't know
Lixada.
how to say it. Lixada, okay. And
Lixada.
then there's one
I've never heard of Ewer.
Viewer. Yeah, I seen a couple of lights of Viewer. And then for American, obviously you got Chavez, you got the ADJ, you have and even if you want to go a little bit more out of this the American, then you can go into the German lights like Buddy has.
Ape Lab,
The Ape Labs,
Astera.
the Stera, all of those are like, and those are even more expensive than American brands. Like lights, it's crazy.
Yes, Smiley says, I think if you have lighting program, clients are actually happy with it, off-brand or US. Yeah, the programming makes a huge difference,
Yeah,
and how, like, if you have American brands but they're just flickering, sound mode all night, but you have a overseas brand that's coordinated, more of a pulsing, fading in and out. It's gonna look better, and so how you use the lights is a big part of it. And then Buddy's saying it's the quality of the LED, the life of it, and how it will make light. The lights are another selling point, uplighting, dance lights, etc. Yeah, I haven't like bought lights enough, or like to have like a full life of the light and know about like long term for at least for my up lights. My American lights I have are the Chavez, the Chavez wash effects. But my up lights are lasting, and which are Chinese, and then my Chavez wash effects is lasting as well. So
the lights are doing the job essentially.
Yeah.
Has anybody Shay?
But what I'll say, so for Buddy's situation though, right? Like he's got, if we'll talk about the tubes too, but if you're comparing the Astera and the both lighting tubes, right? Like if you're in that category, the type of light that the Astera gives off is different than the type of light that the both lighting tube gives off. But I think with those two, the technology in the lights are different as well. It's not the way that the both lighting tube light works versus the way the Astera tube light. It's like, Astera is like 180 versus both is 360. So there's that difference. But I will say that, yeah, in that specific case, the Astera's quality of the light, that the type of light, the warmth, the brightness is much better than the tubes. But I don't know if that can be applied to just generally, Chinese versus American, that it's always better. And then Smiley says, I use Lixada wireless transmitters. Yeah, I've heard of that brand. I think maybe that's where it's a wireless transmitter brand. And then Smiley adds uplighting to his pricing, but putting as free. Yep. That's a smart.
Smiley,
that's smart.
How do you like it? How do you like Lixada wireless transmitter? I'm interested.
Yeah, I think it probably works the same as a Chinley one. Did you see the Giglug I just put up from 2022? That is before I got Pixel tubes. No, I don't think I saw it. Or I commented on one. I don't know if that one was from 2022, if that was the recent one. But I did see that one that Buddy just put up. I didn't notice. Here, I'll look that up, and then you can continue the slideshow. Let me just see that.
So essentially, tips that to choose the right light for you, things that you gotta keep in consideration. Don't give away. Wait, where is it this one?
Oh,
he said, don't give away your work.
Oh, he's saying for the uplighting. No, so what Smiley, because we talked about this before, what Smiley, the strategy here is that you increase your price. Like instead of charging 1,000, you charge 1,500, and maybe normally you would have charged 500 for your uplights, but now you say for 1,500 you get this, and that includes, you get free uplighting, but the price is already more than what you would have charged.
Yeah,
But it's just
it's already
the idea
included.
that, oh
in
wow,
there.
this
Yeah.
uplighting is free.
Yeah.
So he's not
So
really giving it away.
yeah, so I don't know if like, 'cause, let's say if you do like let's say a 4-hour event, like just music, just DJing, right? No lights at all. It's one price. Then you add lights, like dance floor lighting. Then you add, there's more money. Let's say you do $1,000 for a 4-hour event, and then you say, okay, well, it's gonna be $350 for dance floor lighting. That's $1,350. Then you say, oh, okay, we have uplights. So if you want uplights, then you're gonna have then it's gonna be another $350. So then you have 1,600 for all of that. Well, in that sense, instead of saying 1,000 plus 350 plus 350, you just say, okay, I'll do it for 1,700.
Yeah,
Pretty much
exactly.
that's what Smiley does.
Exactly.
Puts it all together.
And then, Smiley says they definitely work for sure. I have the rechargeable ones. I have DMX extender. Experience delay. Yeah, I've seen that DMX extender too. I still have that, like, basic Chinley, or the small one, but the DMX extender is not that expensive, and I think is a good good option. I might try that one out. Let us know how it works. So here, this is Buddy's gig log. And so he's got, I think, are these the Rockville? Those are the Rockville wedges, I think.
I saw this gig log.
But then I think there's black uplights around the venue. He said go to 1/3.
He said go to 1/3 of the gig log.
It's like a third is like here. I don't know.
What's 1/3?
Like around here. Around here. I mean, you can see. I mean, Buddy, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have the Rockville wedges here, and then on the perimeter you have a different uplight. Maybe the color is different, but that's pretty powerful. I mean, it's pretty bright in there. You can see that blue pretty strong. Oh yeah, back here, maybe those are different. That blue back there.
Different type of blue?
It might be different. Let's see. I'll let that play in the background. Let's see but yeah, those look pretty powerful. You said, yeah.
If you see the one, look at the camera. If you look at it, it looks like kind of like purple, and then the ones right here look like
they look. Yeah, it's a little different, but it maybe the types of lights are different. All Rockville. So it's just the color. Just the color is different.
Okay, colors.
They look pretty powerful, man. Those Rockville ones, which are made by Both Lighting. Both Lighting sells them to Rockville, and they just rebrand them. Yeah, the light blue, and so it's just a different color. Yeah, they look powerful.
Yeah, they do look powerful.
Yeah, I have a Rockville RF6, and yeah, they're great for dance floor washing. Yeah, that's right. You have the Rock. Yeah, so Rockville. I mean, the Rockville, the company's based in America, but it's literally. And I got this from Joe. Was it not Joe Bunn? What's his name? Rick Webb. He literally said that the Both Lighting lights are just rebranded as Rockville, and they sell them. Yeah. So you're getting that for Rockville, especially like Chave, ADJs. It's a little bit different, but Both Lighting especially is just like you're getting the rebranded lights.
Rockville is like the China.
Both Lighting USA before.
Yeah.
Right, let's see what's left on this.
So one thing is, you have to know your budget. You can't just go crazy on buying lights. Just know your budget. Know how much you're willing to spend, because that gives you a lot in regards to your research. And if you're just starting, you are going to be good off with some overseas lights. I guarantee you'll be fine until you start growing, and then once you get better, you start getting more money. Then you can start pursuing nicer lights, or bigger lights, American lights, because they're more expensive but they're more reliable. Now, also you gotta think about the gigs that you're gonna be doing. If you're just doing like let's say if you're doing more of a like birthday parties and you're doing graduation, you don't need high quality lights.
You probably
Regular,
won't even be able to, you won't have a hard time affording them, because you're going to be making a lot less.
mhm,
And
exactly.
to afford those lights for these smaller gigs and smaller paying gigs is it's going to be really
Yeah,
challenging.
yeah. So you gotta think about the gigs that you're planning to do. If you want to do, like weddings and things like that, maybe I would like, in my humble opinion, I would say if you're getting moving heads or like the wash ones, the one that like move, maybe go a little bit more on the higher end. But if you're just looking for like wash the walls, uh, both lighting is good. You gotta say
Well,
that.
I think I think what we all can agree on is the fact that you don't spend money on lights if your sound isn't right first. Like
Of
make
course,
sure
yeah.
you spent the money on the sound, and then honestly, like being honest, like my mics, I still use those budget, quote unquote budget mics, right? GTD Audio, Phoenix Pro. That's somewhere where I could spend more money on sound wise before I invest in lighting. So I'm not
Mhm.
at that point yet. Like if I were to make a big make it like a more luxury purchase, right? Like spend more on lights, I'd probably upgrade my mic system first before I spent $2,000 on a Chauvet moving head versus a both lighting one.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
mean,
but that being said, like I really my mics work great, which is why I haven't replaced them. But one
yeah,
day, people say that mics work until they don't. But mine have worked, so I've just kept them. But
yeah.
that's like one of the priorities, right? It's like spend on sound before you spend on a high brand, high luxury lighting kind of a thing. Let's see what Smiley
I
says.
agree.
Our clients, when they see the moving heads, they get excited. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. You show up with a moving head. If people, they're not going to be
Especially
like,
the
oh,
big.
the edges on these gobos aren't as crisp as the other party I went to. Necessarily.
They don't care.
But he says, good sound, good lights, clean setup, tape down your cables. Yep. Yeah. I think that's the good sound, clean setup, tape down, and then the part we're debating is the good lights.
I would say great sound, good lighting, tape
Clean
down your
everything
cable.
else.
Great setup.
And then
And
I mean, last thing, if you have great lighting, like as long as you fulfill the great sound, like what do we have? We're not gonna tell you like if you want to spend more money on your lighting, go ahead. But if anybody's like not spending on the sound but is spending on lighting, like your priorities are not in the right place.
yeah,
That's not anyone in this chat. It's just in general, right? Talking generally. We had a DJ Saturday at a wedding we thought had expensive mics. We said, no, they're Phoenix Pro, but are great though. Yeah, man. I mean, I only have Phoenix Pro and GTD myself. So
I love Phoenix, man. That
but
joint.
then we could have a whole, that would be another topic too about like that same thing. Those are Chinese brand mics versus
Yeah.
Shure and Sennheiser and stuff. So that's another one. But yeah, no,
But
I've had great experience.
it works. Those lights work. Those microphones work.
Yeah.
Does the job. It sounds clear, crisp. It's all about you, like you're EQing, and it sounds
And then
it sounds good.
some areas. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna get us off track, dude. If we get into mics, it's gonna we're gonna get totally sidetracked.
Another thing is, how long are you planning to use them? Obviously, if you're planning to just have something for like now and then you're eventually gonna upgrade, go for something cheaper and then spend money once you have it with the big stuff. And then once you decide to go big on this, consider brand reputations, because look at the reviews, look at YouTube comparisons before buying any type of lighting or actually anything. Just comparisons, reviews, because it's very important that you are satisfied with your purchase, because you're gonna be investing a lot of money. Lights are not cheap.
Yeah,
Even
I love reviews, man. That's that's what started me on YouTube, just watching reviews of stuff and speakers and stuff, and that's how I fell into the whole rabbit hole of YouTube DJing. So
Yeah,
now I'm addicted. Now I'm addicted. I need more.
to review. All right. So, for example, let's go to this.
That's a good one.
I purchased because I needed moving heads for like because I started doing a lot of like quinces. But again, when I started, I said that everything that I make out of DJing is gonna be invested back into my DJ. So at that point, I only could afford this U-King 60-watt moving headlights. But this is a Chinese brand, and this is the Pocket Pros. What I eventually moved to. I got two. Listen, I got two of this U-Kings for $85. One ADJ Pocket Pro, it's $406. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
But
if you look at like the stuff, my U-King provide both. I'm guessing that this is for both together. 60 watts. One of this one is 25, so two will be 50. So less than this, but for more money. You see?
Honestly, I think it probably means 60 watts each, dude.
I don't think it was 60 watts.
because that's cut just a sneak preview is that so Diego didn't like the U-King in real life and actually sold them and bought the Pocket Pros, which he's way happier with, even though on paper the U-King looks like it's better.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. That's super interesting. And I think that goes to show is like, it's not, even though we are Chinese light, we're both lighting, we love both lighting, etc. I think it depends on the type of light you're getting. And for these moving heads, it might not always be just what's on paper, on paper 60 watts, there's more gobos, etc., etc. When you actually see the light in person, a lot of times, like Smiley was saying earlier, that American brand is going to have that better, whatever. I don't know what the word is. Resolution, clarity, the brightness. You're going to see that a lot better for specifically these spots and the hybrid movers. But let me hit this comment by Buddy so we don't miss the next one. When you show a customer a video of people dancing with the lights, they see the energy. The lights make the video. They make it an immersive event. It's a selling point. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like lighting adds a lot of energy, and the U-King catfished him. Yeah, basically, dude. What do you have to say about your experience, your catfish experience?
Look, this two little moving heads did the job for what I needed to do. So I'm happy that it worked for me.
For the price.
However, I am not happy. Obviously, I wasn't happy overall because I upgraded to the Pocket Pros. But now now that I've grown a little bit more in the DJ scene, I'm looking into possibly buying another moving heads and selling the Pocket Pros because I feel like I outgrow them already. So
yeah,
I'm still searching. I'm still searching.
Yeah, with these spots specifically, right? Talking about spots and hybrid movers, there's so many different types out there. So with this specific category, I think when you compare overseas and American, it just depends. And if you haven't seen the lights yourself, like that exact light yourself in person, err on the side of going American for this category. Now, for other categories, we have different opinions, but I think in this category in general, American takes whatever. Just play a game, right? American takes the win in this category.
Moving heads, yeah.
I
would say so too.
For these specific, the spots and the hybrid, and Smiley says for sure, my Intimidator spot LEDs 250s are 50 watts each. They reach the other end of a gymnasium clearly. Yeah, I mean, I bet if you got like these, right, these U-King 60 watts, they probably couldn't do that. But for whatever reason, right? Maybe there's advertising.
They probably could, but it would just look like very, very small. So I like the Pocket Pros. The Pocket Pros, like it goes through, and it's big for the little size. So
little size, yeah.
So, and another one that I had
this category.
is this one. I purchased 2 of the spider lights. That's when I first started. I needed lights because I was doing house parties, and this lights, like it gives you like the retro bar type of thing, because it goes like this with different colors or whatever. So
Yeah.
two of them for $80. They put a Rockville mark on it, $100 for one,
Yeah.
just because of the brand.
That's the same thing.
Exactly the same thing. It does the same thing. Everything is the same.
8,
But just
10
because
watt.
it's Rockville.
Yeah. So yeah, and then this is as we know, Rockville are straight up just rebranded. There's it's not like they assembled it here or something like that. It's just literally the same product. So
Literally, all they did is they took out the spider thing, put a flat one, and put Rockville on the side. That's it.
yeah. So I don't think people don't now. I think spider lights are out of style, but yeah. In case anyone's looking at spider lights in 2025, just buy the Chinese version. Don't buy the one that's American brand. All right, let me go to mine now. So now we're just gonna do and if anybody has anything to talk about, we can bring it up in the chat. But we're just gonna go through kind of like we did last week about comparing things like apples to apples, right? The types of lights that are out there from American brands and then from the overseas brands.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I think Smiley. So yeah, I can't see the chat, so just you can manage
Smiley
chat.
says, see those are okay for house parties. Yeah, they work perfectly for house parties, and even for like really small like clubhouses, they work amazingly, because that's what I did for like the first year and a half, until I started getting those big like weddings and quinces. So once I started getting that, then I had to upgrade, because that wasn't enough.
Yep. Those are good for starting out for sure.
Yeah.
And so now switching to like the different type of category. So we kind of talked about the spot moving heads, spider lights. So now up lights, which are huge. Like I think if there's a light to start with, obviously like after dance, like once you get to the special effect lighting, like up lights is a big one, and you'll get your money back really fast. So these are the Freedom Par from Chauvet. So they're 10 watts per diode, and there's 4 total, right? And look at the price on this thing, $400. And just take note of how it looks too. I'm sure you guys know the S4 from both lighting. Literally,
same light.
Literally looks exactly the same, and it's 18 watt as well. And that one it's $400 for one. This one is basically $150 per each light, and
just
you get the light case.
Is 16.
Yeah.
16, and it comes with the case.
And it comes with the case. So I mean, this one is specifically like, this is literally the same light, RGB, WA plus UV, and brighter. 4 18 watts versus 4 10 watt LEDs on this. So for uplight category, in this one, I really think it's hard not to go with the overseas brands, because you're really getting the same exact thing.
Yeah, I actually like those lights.
Yeah, they're good. The only thing with these is just they're bulkier, compared to the IR4s. That's
why I went with the IR4s, because they're like more slick, more smaller.
Yeah, they're easier to.
And you can just put it anywhere. Those you have to like literally, and heavier too.
And this is the S6 version, but this one you get 6 18 watt diodes. And then you can get them in a soft bag too for this comes out to like $130 or something each. And then Sheds, if you want to buy one, Sheds even sells them $140 each. So there's a ton of options, and literally it looks the same thing. And then so now Chauvet, I've never seen anyone have these out in real life yet, but these are like the new Chauvet uplight.
Those are new.
Yeah, like brand new. So these are RGB AUV, RGB AWUV, and then these have here it is, 10 watts. But this one it's 10 watts, but they have 9 diodes.
Wait, hold up. Smiley said that the Chauvet ones probably don't have wireless DMX.
Oh, that'd be crazy, dude. I think those are the old models. So yeah, if it doesn't have wireless DMX on top of that, dude, that's crazy.
For the price, they should.
Yeah, for the price.
So they,
And then look,
for the price, they should start working by themselves.
Whoa. So here's the other thing. That's good. It worked for 7 years. But yeah, that's the thing. Even if your light is good, the bulbs work, the battery will go out. It's just battery technology, you know, maybe if that improves over time. But $250 for each battery replacement is crazy. Both lighting will send you battery packs. You have to change them out yourself, which is a hassle. I had to do it. But they'll send you battery packs for like $20 each if you want sometime down the line.
How much?
$20.
$20 per battery.
Per battery, yeah.
Okay, let's 25. That. Okay. Look,
20,
body is $250 per each battery replacement. Oh, wait, but that's he's sending
Maybe
them
they
back.
do it. Maybe they do it.
They'll do it for them.
This is with the labor probably.
Okay.
And then he said they have their own. Oh, you know what? They have the DeFi. That's what it is. Shave DeFi, right? That might be what it's called. Even on here, I think it says that RFC.
Isn't it Wi-Fi? No,
it's kind of like you have to buy your own transmitter for it. You can't use like the Chinli and the Chinese Chinese one.
Like donor and all those. You can't use those.
Yeah. So now this light, right? It has 1090 910 watt LEDs, and that one's at $400. So you know if you buy a 16, if you buy this one 6 times 18 versus 9 by 10 or 10, 9 times 10. You're basically getting a similar kind of output.
Yeah.
And then look, I mean, it's $400. This one is just funny now. This is a new Shave uplight. It's a much smaller one. Now this guy is only RGB, which is kind of crazy to me. It's not RGB, white, amber, UV. It doesn't have any of those. Just RGB, which is like old school. It's got the DeFi built in. $289. And then look at the watts on these. It's 6 3-watt LEDs, which is wild, dude. 6 3-watt for $289. And then again, just to reiterate, this is 6 18-watt. So you could get 3 of those little guys, or you could get 8 of these plus 2 bags. So I don't know, but I think these are just like really small. But it's just like this is a new product by Shave, like in that line of their new uplights. But yeah, it's selling RGB. It doesn't even have the full color spectrum on it. So
this one right here, I will say it. This one is a huge no. Why?
It's like just get the IR4 for this one.
Yeah, just get the IR6.
In this category, it's like it's for this category especially, it's really hard for me to justify. Now this is a cool product actually. So JMAS is another American brand. This came out after the IR4s, but they're similar in size. And these are pretty bright. They're 4 15-watt LEDs. So they're kind of similar to they're similar to the IR4s. It comes with this carrying case too. It's $1,900, but out of all the American uplights, I like these the most after the IR4s.
Yo, but you know it looks old school. Like the look because
it's so square.
Like retro.
Because it looks so like a square, and everything looks like sharp angles and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's an option too. But it comes out to like about $300 a light, but you get the carrying case, which is nice. And this is pretty bright, 4 15 watts. This is the Ape Labs, which is I think is the one that started it all, like the small uplight category. And they're 15 watts as well. Where did that go? Here we go. 45 watts. So yeah, 3 15-watt LEDs. So for Ape Labs, you get 3 15-watt. For this one, you get 4 15-watt. And Ape Labs are $400 each. Like they're a premium product. Versus
premium.
Our favorite, the IR4s.
Yeah.
So IR4s, right? They're 4 diodes, but they're 12 watts.
Mm-hmm.
So they are weaker, right? This is 15. This one's 15. So they're weaker, but you get 8 of them plus the flight case for $800 versus you could get 2 of these for that price.
Yeah.
So I would when my thought process is, okay, they're not as bright, but you can get way more of them. So it's like you could get basically 4 times the price. I could get more uplights, and then just kind of make up for that brightness. Just have more uplights around the room instead.
Quantity over quality, huh?
Quantity over quality, yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, these lights are going to be limited by their battery. You know, it's like no matter how great the light is, if the battery goes out, you're kind of stuck. You know, you have to replace it.
Yeah, that's true.
So with battery powered, that's the other factor is you might be paying for a brighter actual light bulb, the Ape Labs technology, but once that battery dies, once you use it over a few years, they both are going to be bricks as well.
I feel like as of right now, like this both lighting is like, at least for us and the amount of like business that we get right now that we have, like both lighting is like good. But
in the uplighting category.
Yeah, if we get to like Buddy's level of like business, then yeah, we probably will have to push out a little more into like a higher end.
But yeah, like again, for uplighting, it's like there might not even be a reason. In other types of lighting,
I'm talking about like moving heads and things like that. Uplighting, the IR4s or even the sixes, those are perfect.
Yeah,
but the IR4s are better for me. I like it better because they're slicker and smaller, and you know.
Yeah. Exactly. And Smiley says, yeah, I think Smiley's saying exactly what you're saying. As long as it does what we need it to, we go with IR4. It still gives that wow effect. So yeah, that's it for the uplighting category. And I think we agree. The overseas brands takes the W here with the uplighting.
So it's 1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Now we're getting into the wash moving heads, which we started to talk about a little bit last week. So like we talked about, this is the 19 by 15 watt shed. So you got 19 diodes in here, and each of them are 15 watts. And both lighting has the same thing. There you get 2 for 680 here. You know, it's 1 for 230 on sheds, 2 for 680 here. But on both lighting, you can get them in white too, which is for us wedding DJs, it's always nice. Now Chauvet has a few options. The one that looks the most similar is this guy. But as we found out, this one is much brighter. It actually has 25 watt LEDs versus the 15 watt LEDs in the both lighting. But the price is like 10 times the price. So, you know, if you really want that brightness, especially I think it's more like, you know, in a concert setting for a wedding, I don't know that you need like 19, 15 watt LEDs is still bright as hell. It's super bright. Yeah. So I don't know if it's really, I think it's that much brightness is going to be overkill for a wedding. So this might be the most appropriate in terms of the amount of brightness. And then, 10 times the price. It literally, like, I know it's not identical, but it literally looks the same. And the main difference, though, is that brightness.
Buddy said that's the light that he has. Wait, the Chauvet one, right?
This one? Holy shit. This big one?
He got 6 of them. Plus all the toys with them. Whew. If it's this one, the one that you have, buddy, bro, you balling, bro.
This real 6 of these? Maybe he's talking about a different one. 6 of these ones. That's crazy. Because that would be like you could throw a concert.
That's 2 a pop. That's 2 a pop. So
well, even that, but the Asteras.
No,
the Asteras. Yeah. We'll get to the Asteras. Maybe I'll jump to the Asteras after this.
That's even worse because the Asteras should be like either the same or a little more expensive.
Yeah, and then just to give like a more another option, right? So Chauvet also has this wash moving head, but this guy only has 12 LEDs, and these are 15 as well. So 15 watt, only 12 LEDs for 1,060 versus both lighting or sheds, you got 19 15 watt LEDs for 1/3 of the price. So, you know, this is a more apples to apples comparison. It's a 15 watt LED, but they're still charging you this much when you're also, it's still the RGBW on both, you know, the both lighting and this one. So for the watch,
we don't do movers. I think he's talking about Astera.
Yeah. He said, Astera doesn't do. I don't think Astera does movers. I haven't seen any other Astera lights other than the tubes, but I'm sure they have a lot of other lights, but I just haven't seen them.
Me neither. Yeah.
But in the end, I still think, with this category too, I think it doesn't make sense to pay this much or even this much for a smaller, less bright product and just go with one of these options.
Smiley said, "I have a problem with moving heads. Why they don't have amber or UV? It'd be cool if they did. I have a UV party a few months ago. The Roguewheel RF6 and the IR4s worked then."
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because even the $2,000 one is still only RGBW. So even when you're paying the premium price for the moving head wash, they don't do UV, amber, and neither do these ones. But
those type of parties, my wash effect hexes.
Yeah, that's when you need. That's when you need the wash effects hex.
Yeah,
and that one's American all the way, dude. The Chauvet wash effects, there's like no other Chinese brand that replicates that light.
Yeah, or so can't beat it. It can't. You can't beat that. It has 250. That's cheap.
Yeah, that category, that one's like just on its own category, and it's one of the top lights.
Yeah, it's one of the.
I even found this one by JMaz. This one doesn't have UV either, and it's the same. It's the same thing. But this is a battery powered one, so this is unique. I just want to throw this one out there because shout out JMaz. I think they're one of the only companies that has the battery powered wash moving head. But yeah, it's a decent price, but not like too crazy like the other one from Chauvet. But
what about
yeah, I think
what about the bulb lighting? They don't have one that's hybrid?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the hybrid boat lighting one is this guy. Oh, I don't know this guy. This guy.
That's the one that
they don't have like a wash,
right? Wasn't Too Legit got this joint?
Yeah. This is the battery powered BPM 100 by Both Lighting. But this is where we already talked about this category with the spot moving heads. It's really, you really have to look at the lights, and then this is where I would lean a little bit more towards the American brand. I think you're going to get a better product a lot of the times. So this is just some examples of other spot/hybrid lights that are out there, the American ones. The price is like, it's always going to be at least like 1,400 plus. This is a smaller one, 75 watt, but this would probably still be pretty powerful, dude. If your Pocket Pros was 30 watt,
yeah,
and you liked it, this is 75 watt, and you get 3 prisms, and it comes in white. So, it's for 750. But yeah, this is the one where I think it really just depends. You really have to look at each product, and if you're considering one, you're not sure, it's probably safer to lean towards the American one for this spot/hybrid mover.
Yeah, that's what I was looking into this one. Okay, I saw Too Legit's video, and I was like, yo, let me know how you like it. He said he loved it. Like the fact that it's battery powered, like no cables, and it has like the DMX already in it, bro. Like no cables,
super easy.
Yeah, it's just plug and play. Pretty like.
So I'd say watch those videos, because that's the thing. Right now in the battery powered moving heads, there's not much competition out there. The only other one is this guy.
Yeah, but
this is the battery powered one by Chauvet, but it's $1,200 for one. And it's only it's a 60 watt. Let me see here. 8 color. I think it's 60. It's called 60S, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's a 60 watt LED. So, $1,200 for it's battery powered, but this one's 100 watt. You get 2 of them for the price of one of the other ones. But there's not much competition out there right now. The battery powered moving head is kind of like, it's like growing right now. So right now, like it's like it says 100 watts, you get all the gobos and stuff. So if you watch the videos and you like how the gobos look, and everything like that, then this might be a better buy than this one.
That's the thing with when it comes to like gobos and things, because through a camera, it's a little different. You have to see it yourself. So it's it's a gamble that you get. You want to spend $1,200 for one, or you rather spend almost $1,000 for two of a Chinese product, So
Yeah.
it's
That's when it's hard because I think some people have posted this one online, but because it's only 60 watts, I think a lot of like DJs are like, it seems like it's not going to be powerful enough.
Yeah, but I mean, 60 watts is pretty good.
That's the thing. If you like how your Pocket Pros look, then this will be like double that in an American brand. So it might be pretty good.
Yeah, but see, I can't justify 1,200 for one light.
Yeah,
then I have to buy two of those.
Versus 1,000.
So something
and you can get these in white.
Yeah. Every time you say we can get this in white, I keep thinking about my 44 G2s. I should got those in white. But then I think about it again. I'm like, oh my god! Like you have to really start talking about it, and like you can start. You gotta clean it all the time because it gets dirtier than the black ones.
Right.
It's like more high maintenance on the white ones, but it will look nice. Yeah. So.
All right, and now since we're almost out of time, and this is Buddy's category, but the last category. So yeah, we said the hybrid and spots. We give that one to the American brand overall. Now this is the category that's the most up in the air. Like this is just, I think at the end of the day, it's just you just had to compare product to product because there's no like one like Chinese is better, American is better. It just depends what you want. And I put this up here. Shout out Joe Bunn. This guy's an OG putting out awesome content. This is comparing on this one over here on the left is the Astera tube. This one here in the middle is called a glow tube. And then this is the both lighting tube. So you can.
This one is the Chinese one. Okay.
The right one. Yeah. And I don't know, glow tube is an American company, but it's more of a budget type of light. But you can tell, let me mute this, but you can tell like, look, the glow tube, the type of light between all three of them is completely different. The Astera is like this nice warm glow. The both lighting is kind of like this, like, I don't know, haze kind of tube light kind of appearance. And the glow tube is literally like, moving like this. And it's way skinnier. So, okay, we got an ad now. But anyways, the point is that I think with the tubes, it's just really about like, what you're looking for. Do you want a gigantic tube? Is size important to you? Then go with the both lighting. Is the sleekness and the quality? Then maybe go for the Astera or the Ape Lab version. And then is budget? I don't know, the glow tube. I don't know many people that have the glow tube.
Well, Buddy said we can talk for about this for hours. Yes, that's true. We can talk about lights
for sure.
All the time.
The black and white speakers. Yeah, that's a nice thing to have. I don't have the same set, but I have my tops in black and then my LDs in white.
I will.
He's saying buy another set of 44s.
I'm also looking. Well, I was looking into the 28s, and if I do get those 28s eventually, I'll probably get those in white. So
dude, or get the QSC K12, dude. The KC12, everybody loves those.
I forgot how much were those?
Well, they're 2,000 each.
Okay, and the 28s?
28s, you could get them. I think you could get them for 1,700 each. somewhere between 1,500 and 1,700.
If you had to give them a rating 1 to 10, what'd you give them?
The LD?
Yeah, because you don't have the K12s.
Yeah.
1 to 10.
Know.
Have you really pushed them?
Yeah, I pushed them. I'd give them an 8. But I want to compare them to the KC12. Like everyone that's reviewing the KC12 says they're really good. But anyways, let me get this. Buddy says Joe's selling the tubes in the middle. Yeah, the glow tubes. I don't know many people that have those. And then Smiley got the 2 OPP-SK wash bars. Let me just look that up real quick. But these are the Astera tubes. OPP-SK wash bar.
Buddy has the J8s. I like the J8s too. Mount 5s in black and white. DV only comes in black. The J8s were another one that I was looking into, but I don't know. I just like how the
look.
I just like the look more of the Mauis or even the
The
K12.
KC12 kind of looks like the J8, but a little bit. It doesn't have a pole in the middle. But it has a similar look. But yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody's like saying really good things about them. Even who had it? Aaron Strawn reviewed it, really liked it. Solstice really liked his, which is he's pretty picky, so that's saying a lot. And so everybody's like other DJs on YouTube.
Solstice has the
KC12, yeah.
oh
He made a gig log. Shout out Solstice if you're watching this. He did a review and he got the white ones. It looks pretty good. I mean, I think the LD looks better, but it's like okay, looks versus sound.
I must have missed it then because
yeah, I think it
I
was
haven't
you.
seen that one.
Finally heard the J8 Sunday with a sub. They sounded great.
No, the J8s are nice. The J8s are nice.
The Astera, this is what it takes if you want the Astera. Big ballin'. So 9,000 for 8 lights. So you're looking at like 1,000 per light, but like we looked at before, the type of light that comes out of this is way different from like the both lighting tubes.
Oh yeah.
These are the both lighting tubes. So you can get 8 of those to compare apples to apples, price wise, 1,800. But the type of lighting this is also a 360 tube. So if the light comes out 360, the Astera I believe is a 180, and so is the Ape Lab tubes. And these are like way bigger too. So size, you got to consider the size as well. These are it's not like the wash moving heads or the uplights where it's like this is the same form factor. It all changes. These are well sticks. Have you seen these? I haven't. People see these. I've seen people use these too.
No, that one looks like the one I have here. And this one was like $5 or something. That's crazy.
You had the price 4,135. Yours is 5. The last digit of that $5.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's too much money for that.
Yeah, and then this is the Ape Labs. How many is this? 8-piece. This is actually more reasonable than I would expect for Ape Labs pricing.
Yeah, 26.
8 for 26, but you could get 8. It's not that much more than the both lighting ones, so that's interesting. This must be some like discounted thing. If you want a discount, go on this DJ Supply Store. get 8 Ape Lab sticks for 2,700.
Smiley said that they did Cold Spark and Dancing on the Clouds Saturday for another DJ. It was an Indian wedding. Huh?
Oh, nice, man.
No, they like to give the money out. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Just a little of the video on my channel.
They like the upsells.
We got to take a look on that one.
But he says
not bright.
Oh, so he's probably talking about the Ape Labs. They're not as bright. Yeah, it's hard. I think this is where you have the most variability. They're all so different from each other. I think you can compare like Ape Labs, Chave well sticks, and Astera. Those are the 3 that are like actually comparable to each other because they do like the 180. They have the similar type of like the light. The both lighting tube is completely different though. It's way bigger. It's the type of light that comes out of it. So
hey buddy, that's a good thing to know. The J8s don't need a sub, so that's good. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah, like an extra sub because it comes with the 12-inch subs and like attached to them.
Yeah, but I think the speaker itself, can you connect the speaker directly to a? Can you connect the speaker directly to a mixer?
No, I don't think that's what Buddy's saying. I think he's saying you don't need to bring an extra sub. Because the sound, you put your XLR into the sub and then they have this like special cable that goes from the sub to the top. So you have to run it with the subwoofer.
Okay. Because I seen the 12s, the Evox 12s. Bro, those are fire.
Yeah,
like,
those are
so good.
The same thing. They're the same
thing.
Yeah,
they're so good. Like I went to an event and they had those, and then I was like, wow, they sound so good. But then I put it like, I guess that's the closest that you can get to like the 44 G2s, the Evox 12s.
Yeah.
and overall, like the Evox 12, I give it like a 9.5. And then for me, because of the aesthetics too, but the Mauis are like a 10. But it's just so like mind blowing how good it sounded. Like it was fire.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing that I don't like about it is the pull. Like the pull in the middle, I don't like that. It's just
The nice thing with that is you can turn them.
yes. So
that's easy.
that's the other thing. They should come up with like an a Maui 44 G2 or like 28 whatever, but somehow you can move it somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how. But
My prediction is that LD's relatively new, has some new stuff out. QSC just got into the game. The RCF stuff hasn't been updated in a few years, so I think the next columns we're gonna see are gonna be some new or some refresh versions of the J8 and the Evox 12, because I think now it's just there's so much hype now. QSC's kind of come out with their own thing.
Yeah.
I think RCF will come out maybe not in the next couple of years at least.
So Buddy said, I wish we were closer. I would have you come here to hear the DB 102s, 132 SPL, 212-inch subs in each bottom.
Wow, 132 SPL is crazy for a 12-inch.
That's crazy.
That's sick, yes. Dude.
All
right, I'm gonna have to go eat dinner soon. But let's summarize the winners of our. So for the uplighting category, the overseas.
Overseas.
The wash moving heads, I think, is still the overseas. The spot / hybrid, I think the American takes the win. Yeah. And then the tubes is what's it called?
That's a tie.
Yeah, it's not even a tie. Like it's just like it's disqualified. I think it doesn't apply, because it's just like they're totally different. It's like there's boat lighting is huge. It's hard to compare the two. They're totally like different. They're like different products.
Functionality wise, they both have like they're different things. It's like they're the same light but different.
Yeah, and they look so different too, though. That's the thing. So
yeah. So all right.
So closer, but closer than we thought.
Overseas.
2-1.
2-1.
And then Smiley says next one should be Dancing on the Clouds War. Like what?
Dancing on the Cloud versus what? Oh, like you talking about like machines?
The boat lighting machine versus the Nimbus.
The Nimbus? I mean, I have a Nimbus, so I can talk about Nimbus.
Maybe I'll show you guys next week. But there's this guy who created Dancing on the Clouds. Shout out Izzy Does It if you're watching this, because he commented on one of my videos recently. But he made an awesome Dancing with the Clouds from a shop vac. Like, I'll have to show you guys the video. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You want me? Let me just show you right now, real quick, since we're talking about it.
Okay, from a what? Which is it?
Like a dry vacuum, like a shop vacuum.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
So he made it from that, dude, and it actually works like so well. Shout out Izzy.
You know what, buddy? Based on our tally, you're American, so you lost. You didn't win. You lost. 2-1.
The one, the boat lighting, the tube one, it got thrown out. That one was a draw. What's going on here? All right. So this is DJ Izzy Does It. Follow him on YouTube. So look, this thing, dude, shop vac. So watch what he does. Oh,
it looks like a vacuum.
So he basically tapes one end off of it. He tapes that end off, and then he buys. This is a water heater. You can buy this on Amazon for $30. So you plug it into the wall. You put it in here. You heat up water in there, right? And then look. So you put water in there. It's heating up. Now he takes it out. You just take it out. You just plug it in. You just remove it once it's hot enough. So now you can see the steam coming off. It's hot enough. He takes that thing out. And then you drop in the ice. And watch this. You drop in the ice. And he said you could use this too. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
So you drop that in there like that. And then you put the lid on, and then look at that, bro.
I mean, that's a very, very resourceful way to do it.
And he spent $100 on all those things.
Okay.
So now this is that event. Yo, watch this. Watch the photographer, and this was hilarious. Right on the photographer. Well, look, that's legit though, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not bad. It's not like, you know, it's a DIY. So
Yeah.
you know, it does the job.
Yeah, but
but,
$100.
you know,
So
it
then
have to be like at the moment you have to be taking out the stuff. Like I don't know about that. Like the convenience of it, it's not so convenient, but it works.
Yeah, the only thing is that water heater. So you have to take that out, or right a few minutes before,
Rick versus Joe.
And then you gotta drop that in there. But
Probably to the cheaper one versus the good ones. I've seen some cheap Dancing on the Clouds videos. Oh, okay. Versus ours. I have the Entor Eyes one. Smiley, we can have one if you are willing to hop on the video with us.
Yeah, if you're willing to, because you're the expert.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. The White Sox won today, so it's a good day. Oh, no, I don't.
White Sox. Both Sox.
A client said we charge too much for Dancing on the Clouds, $500. They hire a DJ. The Dancing on the Clouds look like Halloween fun.
They put a little fog machine, bro. They put a little fog machine out there, haze machine, and call it Dancing on the Clouds.
Hey, Palacios, how you doing, bro?
Oh, DJ Palacios in the house.
And you're right. It could be used as a backup. Yeah, if you're ready, if the machine that you're using doesn't work, this is a backup plan. Great
or
for it.
Just keep that water heater as a backup. The water heater is $30.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, right? Like you're paying to just plug in your Nimbus and it heats it up. You just put that water heater in there, then everything else works the same.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very, very, very Hispanic thing to do.
So shout out Izzy Does It though, guys. Subscribe to Izzy Does It. It's a great idea.
Is that bad? He's saying, okay, buddy, saying what's up to Orlando.
I'm up for it.
I bet.
Let's go next week.
All right, next week we'll talk about this. Yo, Smiley, send me a message or an email, and so we can get it all together to talk about this.
Yeah, he has your email from the other thing. Just subbed
you better.
But man, I gotta head out now. That Dancing on the Clouds thing put me overtime. I'm charged for overtime fee.
We'll talk about that next week. Thank you guys for showing love again.
It was a good episode.
Here and commenting and giving us something to talk about. So we'll talk about this next week. Smiley will be on the show. I'm putting you out there. So you want to be on the show? We're going to talk about Dancing on the Clouds and stuff like that. All right. We'll see you next one. Thank you. Peace.
Yes, everyone. Thanks for coming. Smiley, Orlando, buddy. Thanks for coming, guys.